Alright, Unit 5, Video 6, Civil Liberties, Civil Rights. This time we're talking about the Fourth Amendment. Alright, so in order for you to get arrested or searched, things like that, there's a few things that have to happen. One reason that a cop could search you, even if they don't have a warrant, is if they have probable cause. Probable cause is good reason to believe that a crime has been committed. In other words, cops can't just search this guy because they see his bumper stickers and they think that he's crazy or that whatever. So probable cause, good reason to think a crime has been committed. Otherwise, they need a search warrant in order to search you. And a search warrant is just an order from a judge that authorizes that a search can take place. So it puts the time, the date, puts the name of the person if they know it, the address, whatever the case might be, so that you're allowed to search them. And the reason, obviously. Now, when a cop is making an arrest, so he is arresting the person, he has a little bit of freedom. The officer can search the person being arrested, so anything that is on their person, so in their pockets, whatever, that can be all searched. Things in plain view, so what he can see while he is standing outside the vehicle, or if he's arresting you in a room, or whatever he can see in that room, plain sight. And whatever things or places are under your immediate control, which include the room that you're in, or if you're in a car, it would include whatever is unlocked. An unlocked glove compartment or an unlocked back seat or whatever else, that would be things in your immediate control, and that can be searched also. There is a major thing in the Fourth Amendment, and that comes from the Fourth Amendment, I should say. We have something known as the exclusionary rule. And what the exclusionary rule does is that it says that illegally obtained evidence may not be used in a trial. So basically what happens is if the police search you in a way that's not valid, so they search you without you consenting to the search, or they search you and they didn't have a warrant, or they did not have probable cause, but they find evidence that you probably did commit a crime, because the search was illegal, they cannot use that evidence against you in trial. You can still be tried in court, but they cannot use that evidence. So it's not that you automatically get to go away free, but they have to use other evidence against you. And yes, it is possible that maybe that was their best evidence that they had against the person, but the idea is that they would have to come up with other evidence. So they can still be tried, just not with that evidence. There are some exceptions, two exceptions specifically to the exclusionary rule. The first is called objective good faith. This is when a cop gets a warrant, they do everything correctly, however, it turns out that the search warrant is not valid for some reason. It could be that there is a typo on it. Maybe the date is wrong, maybe the address is wrong, maybe they misspelled the name of the person in question. Whatever case it might be, that technically makes that warrant invalid, which means that they just conducted a search without a proper warrant. In the past, that would make that whole entire search then illegal, and so any evidence they found would not be admissible in court. They have changed that though, because basically the thought was that the exclusionary rule was being used to let too many people get away with crimes. Great.
Please pardon this interruption. At this time, would all social studies teachers please report to room 183. All social
Well, that's
studies
me.
department
I guess I'm supposed to
please
go.
report to room 183.
Alright, so let's wrap this up kind of quickly. So objective good faith, it allows them to still use that evidence at trial because they thought it was going to be a legal search. The other main exception is known as the inevitable discovery rule. If it, meaning the evidence, would have eventually been found, it can still be used at trial. So if you confess to a crime, but they didn't tell you you had the right to remain silent, and in your confession you tell them exactly where the body is and you give them all the evidence, they can't use that against you unless it turns out that where the body is somewhere that it would have been found naturally, inevitably over time. Then they can still use the body against you at trial. This has been another La Money production.